Hello, and welcome back to my small part of the universe. My name is Hailstone. Today, we'll be visiting a young alien species known as the Reeve. So young, in fact, they haven't left their Wild West equivalent era. So please, sit back, relax, and let us begin. Feeling a little alone on the frontiers of space? Well, what the heck are y'all doing out there? Come down planet side, there ain't nothing up in space worth messing with in the first place. And, if it piques your interest, we have some loose crash that we can't seem to get rid of. If you want it, you can have it. This is among the most common of interactions travelers might have with the Reeve. The Reeve are a very friendly species, approaching other races with positivity and gifts. Though they are different from others on the galactic stage, as they are not a spacefaring race, and honestly don't want anything to do with it. Have you ever wondered if humans discovered alien technology during the Wild West era, so to say, but then said, screw advancing technology, and then used the alien tech as a way to expand into space? Well, then in that case, you would have the Reeve. Regardless of comparisons to humanity, the Reeve do seem to be stuck in some form of Wild West era. In fact, the only spacecraft of theirs that anyone encounters is that of a space probe, much like our Voyager probes, spreading the message to come visit and freely trade with the Reeve at one of their many settlements. The biology of the Reeve. The Reeve almost resemble what I would describe as a thick-tailed ferret with an orange and tan coloration. The Reeve have 4 limbs, though I cannot determine if they're quadrupedal or bipedal due to my limited interactions with them, though their legs would imply they stand maybe somewhat akin to a rat on their toes. They possess 3 digits on each hand, 2 long and 1 short thumb-leg one. The head of the Reeve seems to resemble something similar to a kangaroo, but with larger ears and 2 perfectly round holes for enhanced hearing. The Reeve also have 2 small black eyes with no visible irises, and finally, atop the head sit 2 thin horns. The large tail is the most striking feature of the Reeve, which I would presume could give someone quite a wallop if one were to ever tick off one of these friendly ferrets. A majority of the time, travelers will see Reeve using their tails to sit. This is often during comm communications and under mercantile services. The culture of the Reeve. As stated before, the Reeve see no point in engaging in stellar activity. In terms of tech, the Reeve managed to luck out in a sense, as a defective gate landed on their world, allowing them access to a type of interstellar travel, just without the space portion of it usually entails. In addition to this, the luck of the Reeve seems to almost follow them to every planet that they visit, giving them a vast network of gates and worlds to travel and explore. Though, as positive as the Reeve can be, this can also be a negative, as groups of adventurous Reeve often depart to unknown planets and lands only to never return. The family members and friends of the Reeve who never return cope with this often by saying that they've found something so amazing they just simply can't return home. The gates are so central to the culture of the Reeve, their very cities are often built right on top of them. These city gates are constantly active, allowing the Reeve quick and free transport to any of their outposts and cities, though due to a combination of constantly active city gates and many more that are jerry-rigged with already present damage from their impacts, leave these gates highly unstable and often power deficient. Though the Reeve often make do with what they have, often shutting down certain gates in favor of others. And this usually comes with the price of often isolating far-flung outposts and colonies. As well, temperamental gates also count for the disappearances of many never-returning Reeve. The relations of the Reeve with other species is often good, aside from only a select few, which this not only stems from the Reeve's positive attitude, but from the fact that they can produce telenium, a element which is critical for the usage of the warp gates. They gain this knowledge through the countless gates they have torn apart and jury-rigged, effectively gaining them massive political power whether they care for it or not. The Reeve fuel telenium production via their natural affinity for being miners. This mixes very well with their instincts as explorers, finding the richest veins, the most scarce materials and ancient treasures from civilizations long thought lost to time. Aside from telenium, the Reeve often also export many of the minerals and metals they gain from mining and often sell devices they have received as gifts from other aliens, usually ones they have lost interest in or ones that are just useless. And they think they might end up being more useful to some passing traveler or another, usually for a cheap price if they like. Are the Reeve natural explorers, or do they seek something else? From my experiences with the Reeve, their positive attitude almost seeks to hide a far deeper pain, one that portrays something great lost long ago. And this seems to be because of a lost homeworld. The Reeve we know currently are ones that traveled through the gate, excited to explore the universe. But when they looked back, the gate they came through was broken, inactive, and despite efforts to go back home, the Reeve have never found it. I believe this is what fuels the proverbial fires of the Reeve's frontiersman spirit, a yearning to return to a home they lost and may never find again, or at least one or two planets they can fondly call home. Thank you for viewing another one of my videos. I've been giving it a lot of thought, and I'll be starting to take steps to improve my content on the audio and visual scale. I don't know how long this will take, but please be patient with me as I figure this out. And sorry about the background, I'm still currently working on the new stuff. I apologize. So please, have a safe, restful, and intriguing week.